doing, they'll look at what their neighbor is doing, and they think that we two are doing the same thing. So why is it working for my neighbor, but it's not working for me? Okay, so tonight we are going to try to take a look at this and see how, and see the mistakes that we have been making. How can we make our advertising using the social media tool, the social media platforms to be better? I have prepared a slide, a PowerPoint slide, which I am going to open right now so that you can follow me as we have a discussion over it. So please just permit me to go over to the slide. Okay, visibility strategies for effective. So I have a document here which we will also share afterwards. And within it, you look at what is advertising, objective of advertising, what to consider in creating an advert, and then visibility strategies. So since we have this in the document and we want this to be, quick, we will take a look. We'll share this after this session so that everybody can have a copy and take a look at this. The only part that I will be talking about is objectives of advertising. So what are the objectives? There are three basic objectives that you want to achieve anytime you try to tell people about your business. Number one, you want to inform them about what you're doing, when you are doing it, how you are doing it, how they can benefit from what you are doing and all that. You need to send information out there about what you're doing so people will know what exactly you're doing, what to expect, and how diverse you are. Second is to persuade, That's why we don't just advertise once. We keep advertising in different ways from time to time because we are trying to persuade people. If you are still at the point of decision making, at the point of choice, making your choice, sticking with a brand, then advertising is targeting you, trying to persuade you to choose the particular brand, the particular product that is being advertised. Then the third objective of advertising is to remind you to keep a product in the mind of a person. Keep reminding people about the existence of a product or a service. So now we move to the next, which is strategies to score the right impression. When we have created, or rather when we have decided to go into advertisements, how do we create the perfect image? What are the strategies that we are going to adopt to make sure that people out there see what we want them to see and that what we are advertising has the impact that we hope it is going to have? I have 10 different slides here that is going to help us to take a look at this. So the first thing that you must do, before I get there, a lot of people today sell stuff on their social media platform, probably WhatsApp, probably Facebook. Every time they keep sending out pictures about what they are doing, maybe clothes, whatever it is, cakes and all that. So now, with that, everybody from time to time always have somebody in his or her WhatsApp story or whatever Facebook to put information across with different pictures. What pictures works? What pictures do not work? What will you try to achieve in order to ensure that your picture is actually working? Let's take a look at the very first thing that you must do. First, you must show capacity. We have two pictures here. The very first picture is Or rather, the very first picture, I was going through my Facebook and I saw a friend who was trying to, begin this horticulture business, and he posted this picture, and he just kept posting pictures like this. In fact, as a matter of fact, more of the pictures that he has been posting, we will see them as we proceed on this. So when I took a look at this picture, I was wondering, he was trying to tell people that he is selling pictures, and this is the picture he was showing that people should patronize him. And I'm like, okay, fine. If you are a business owner now, or sorry, if you are somebody who wants to buy flowers, probably you need 20 buckets of flowers. Has he been able to convince me that he can deliver 20 for me? Has he been able to convince me that he is an expert in horticulture? He has not. The other picture by the right, the same horticulture business, probably the same size with his own, but look at what picture this other person is using to advertise his business. If I am being targeted by this,
is there anything you want to tell me?
The question is, whom will I patronize at the end? I'll definitely patronize the person by the right, the person with the pink flowers, because he is showing me that he has every capacity to deliver, and that he has it in more varieties, and that he has been doing it for a very
Hello, Tobe. Hello, Tobe.
I think he's disconnected.
Okay. He's still on, I guess. Okay, he will join. I'm sure he'll connect back. His screen is still showing, so that means it's still active. It's probably having a technical challenge. Oops. Okay, now, okay. I guess he's trying to connect. He'll join us back. Sorry guys for that break. I'm sure he'll join us back. He's not in Lagos, so I would not be surprised if it's a network related issue. But what he's talking about effective branding strategies to give your brand or your business visibility, and he started talking about the example he was using was using pictures. That's someone selling, people in the flower selling business. Okay, so he's back on, so he'll just take it from here. But it promises to be quite an interesting session.
so very
we lost it for a bit. Go ahead, just continue.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm coming. Okay. So the same show capacity, I have a picture of a market activation that I conducted sometime last 2 years, Maria and Juliet, this thing. So when the market activation started, I posted the very first picture by the left. I sent it to my supervisor then to make sure to let him know that at least we have set up and all that. And he sounded very much worried, and why that he hopes that this picture doesn't really go up. I told him yes, that it wasn't going to go up. Why did he say that? The picture by the left looks like Mario and Juliet was trying to do a market activation and nobody wants to come. People don't like it. People don't like that brand. So because of that, everybody is running away. While the other picture by the right, which is probably when the market activation has started, you can see the level of engagement. A whole lot of people have gathered to hear what the brand wants to say. So now, in your business, the pictures that you try to show of your business, nobody wants to patronize a business that no other person is patronizing. That's the law, even you yourself. You want to buy something, you are more attracted to go to that place where there are a whole lot of people buying. You wouldn't mind waiting because you really don't know the reason why those people lined up there to buy, but it feels more appealing to you. So whatever picture that you are putting out there about your business, you must try to show capacity. Show that you are doing business and show that you are doing business in large quantity. That way, you will attract people who want to do business in large quantity and people who want to do business in small capacity. You are not losing out. But if you show, if you project your business as one who is doing just very little business, even those people who want to do business in small capacity would not even come to you. So that is about show of capacity. Okay, now the next is always in the projection of your business. Whatever picture that you are trying to show, try to minimize noise. What do I mean by noise? Yes, I know that many of us know, we must have heard about noise, like, you know, the hearing, what do you call it, whatever that makes you not to hear what somebody is saying. Even in pictures, there is what we call noise. Noise is simply whatever that is going to make you not to focus on what is presented in front of you, not to focus on what the picture is trying to convey. The picture by the left, if we see it, the one, the rose flower, the pink roof, you can see that whatever could have been the noise in that picture was in the background. But the picture by the right, which still is still from the same business, the same flower business. You know, this was a picture that the same business tried to advertise his horticulture business. When you present this picture to me, I am more interested in the shop behind. What exactly is happening? What is that guy sitting down there doing? What exactly? I'm trying to look at every other thing inside that shop, aside from what is presented right in front of me. So for this picture, first of all, you are not showing me capacity. Second of all, you are showing me what do you call it? A very noisy picture that does not allow me to focus on what you are trying to show me. So always try to minimize noise. In the next slide, we will see another kind of noise. Okay, the same Maria and Juliet wipes. Please, to make it to actually explain this, I was the brand manager, the head of marketing for the Maria and Juliet brand when it entered Nigeria when it entered Nigeria. So this picture by the left, we can see that when you're looking at it, you are focusing on Maria and Juliet antibacterial wipes. Very, very clear. But the picture by the right, when you look at it, it's very hard for you to focus on anything. You're trying to send a whole lot of information at the same time, confusing whoever is watching. Not to say more that even the arrangement of the pictures were not well done in any way. So noise could come in different ways. First, this one, it's like the product you are trying to showcase is even causing the noise on its own. While the other one is the environment on which you placed the product. So we must always try to minimize noise that comes in different ways. So if we have gotten everything about minimizing noise, the next that we must try to do in projecting our business is try to humanize your photos. Everyone has an imagination lurking behind for every product they want to buy. If you are going to purchase something, believe me, you have first imagined yourself in that thing before you decide that this is going to be right or this is going to be wrong, or this is not going to be right for you. So people will always want to see how they will look in that interacting with that product that you are trying to sell to them, whether it is clothes, whether it is probably maybe the flower that we've been talking about since. How am I going to look, or how is she going to look holding the flower that we are giving, or we want to, give to the person? So the best, what you can do for the person is to try to give that person a little insight of what it's going to look like by trying to humanize your photos. That actually goes back to the origin of modeling. People might actually think that modeling is all about trying to show that a celebrity is using a particular product, or something. No. Instead, the celebrity is there trying to make sure that the reach is massive. But if the celebrity is wearing or showing off that particular product, he is trying to give you an idea of what you are going to look like when you are interacting with that product. And if you already like the celebrity, believe me, the product is going to be more appealing than it should have been if it was another person holding it. So the picture that we have here is shoe, is it slippers, footwear? The one by the right, I wouldn't say it is less appealing than the one by the left, but since there is no foot on it, we will most likely think that the one by the left is more appealing because it's already showing us what it's going to look like if we put them on. But then again, when you try to do this, please always ensure that what you're trying to model your product with is also looking appealing. You can see the pedicure for this leg model, is well made, and the environment around it, even the skin around the footwear, is smooth. Even for people who don't have smooth skin, they will imagine their leg to be as beautiful as this. They wouldn't remember that their leg is probably darker or something, but since they are trying to look amazing, this is already giving them an idea of what it's going to look like when they interact with that product. So you must try to humanize your product. So the next slide, we will be looking at levels of humanization. Back to flower. I love to garden, so that's why you have a whole lot of flower pictures here. Okay, so we can see 3 levels of humanization here. The first, you have a lady holding the full bunch of flower. The second, you have a hand holding the flower. And the third, there is no human presence in it. So among the 3, you will definitely agree with me that it is the first by the left that looks more appealing, the one with the lady. Not because the flower is more beautiful than the rest, no, but it is because it is fully humanized. Middle, fine, it's cool. Yeah, if you don't have this high level of humanization, you could use this middle one, just like the last picture that we used, the one for the footwear. But this last one, well, unless you don't have any other option, but if you do have options, please, you try to humanize the products. That will really help you. That will really help you. Okay, then the next is showcase only the most appealing photos of your products. I have this picture by the left, which is the same Mario and Juliet diapers when I was looking for a product to use, for my adverts. And then I also have this one by the right. The one by the right was not professionally taken. The picture by the right was not professionally arranged in any way. In fact, it was a trade fair. where we just try to put the pictures on it, the product on the table, and it looks beautiful and we snapped it. But this other one by the left, I actually took it to a professional and he tried everything he could to get me a beautiful photo picture of the brand, but it just wasn't working. So because of this, I wouldn't say that because I paid for this by the left, that I'm going to use it instead of this by the right. The picture by the right is definitely more appealing than the picture by the left. So you must always try to showcase only the most appealing products, the most appealing photos of your product, if you really want to catch people's interest. The next is you must move beyond expression photos to photos that tell a story. The left and the right, perfect stories. Perfect pictures, very beautiful pictures that try to tell a story. But the one by the right can, be said to be more of expressive, or just showing what business the person is doing. But the one by the left is telling a whole lot of stories. They are open, they are selling fruits, they are ready to serve you, and they are happy serving you. And there are still 1 million more stories that you can tell with this picture. But the one by the right, yes, perfect. It's showing capacity, showing diversity, it's showing a whole lot of things. It looks very much appealing. But the open picture is definitely telling a better story than the bare picture by the right. So we should try to see how we can move from pictures that from pictures that are just expressing what we are doing to pictures that tell a story. And believe me, you have a whole lot of pictures of the business telling stories. But now the thing is, if you are not aware that this is what you're looking for, you may always overlook it. So try to look for pictures that tell beautiful stories about your product. Okay, so the next is when I try to tell a story one certain time, it's more like a very funny picture, very funny slide. Everybody, or rather, this is a very popular memes that actually went viral. The same Mary and Juliet story. And this was Messi Eke sitting and, the guy by the picture who happens to be me though. We were getting ready. Okay. A whole lot of people have always tried to ask me what exactly was happening in this picture. And, it's a story that I really don't tell people, but maybe I could just share it with this family here. Mesieke was, we were about to sign Mesieke as our brand ambassador on November 9th, 2019. And, I was trying to explain to her what the Mary and Juliet brand was all about, what we expected her to say, what role she was going to play, and how she was going to approach it. So I was saying a whole lot of things. I don't know how the cameraman caught me, doing this. So, but now, my social media handler, I don't know how he stumbled across this picture and went to post it with a tag, or rather with the caption, Messi said no to him, but yes to Mario and Juliet. Nobody says no to Mario and Juliet. That was the story that he thought he was telling. And fine, when I saw it, yeah, I complained about, that this isn't a very beautiful picture and all that, but when I looked at the caption, I started laughing. That was just the only thing I did. But before you know it, the picture left the social media page and it was just everywhere. That was when he realized that this picture was telling a whole lot many other stories. Everybody had a story to say about what the picture was telling. So ensure your photo is telling the story you think it is telling. For this, to make sure that you don't have an oversight, a second eye is never a bad idea. So this has already happened, although it's still extended publicity for the brand, but it's not the very best publicity for that particular brand. And the social media guy had to tender some deep apologies for sending this out. So the next is ensure that your brand identity is visible. Fine, this is very, very important, because I saw a lady doing a cake business on her WhatsApp status, and one day she posted, she made a post about, with her cake with her name written on it. And she was saying something about not always doing that, that she actually believed that, that what she does tells the story by herself, tells her business story. So she doesn't necessarily need to put her identity on the pictures, but it is very, very important. For reference sake, even if for no other reason, who knows who sees the product picture that you have sent out, you have advertised? Probably somebody may have cropped it, somebody may have, shared it, and, from hand to hand to hand to hand to hand. It can no longer be traced back to the source. And somebody at the receiving end wants to do some very big business with you because he or she was quite impressed about the picture. How would he know who owned the business that he is seeing? It's not going to be that easy for him or her to trace you back. So your identity needs to be there. But the identity is always good, though, when you are sending a beautiful picture out there. Now, something about identity and something about pictures and the identity is this. Generally speaking, if you have conducted a photo shoot for your products and you have some pictures that are not very appealing, that have your brand identity on it, and then you also have some very good ones, and then you select the good ones, please, it is best you delete the ones that you don't like, because they might escape from you. Or you might want to post one that you like and you end up posting one that you don't like without even knowing what exactly you did. So that is something I always tell people. After conducting photo shoots for your products, you have maybe 500, 300 pictures. What is the remaining 250 pictures or 270 pictures doing in your hard drive when you're only going to use 30? You delete the rest. Even if you're not deleting them, you go store them somewhere that it is very hard for people to have access to it. So make sure that your brand identity is visible in the pictures that you use to advertise your business, so that it can be traced back to you. If possible, you could even add probably a contact to it, an address, a phone number, a social media handle, and all that, so that whoever that wants, or rather whoever that comes across the picture, will know exactly where the business is happening, and it will be easier for the person to locate you. Then the last, I didn't add any picture to it. It's simply to target your audience where they are. I had a group that was consulting me about a program they wanted to run. The title of the school, What Next? They were targeting young people who just graduated from the university, who may actually think that it is just to get a job that is the next thing. Some others might actually think it is, a master's degree, or, just the idea that comes to head once you are done with university about how to proceed in life. So they were trying to create that program in order to help guide the people. So they had a problem about where to post or where to post their flyers, and they were asking me, create, develop the copy itself, develop the contents and everything. So I
A little bit, we're losing the audio.
asked told them,
Hello? Okay, we've lost Tobe again. I'm sure he'll join shortly. But let me just do a recap of some of the things he's talked about. He talked about showing capacity in putting your brand out, show people you can do. You have what it takes to deliver on what they expect you to, the kind of service or products they expect you to deliver on. Show capacity. He talked about reducing noise, which is very true. A lot of times, especially in areas of, okay, I think it's back now. So let me just, we're almost done. So hopefully we won't have any break before he rounds up. Toby, are you back with us?
okay, okay, fine. Maybe I could just summarize in
Okay.
1 minute or 90 seconds.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
90 seconds. Okay. So I advise them to, pursue those people that they are targeting through there. So for you who is trying to begin a business, probably a small and medium scale enterprise and all that, you must know exactly where your audience is. Remember, the audience that is on Instagram is not the same audience on Facebook. It is not the same audience on TikTok. It is not the same audience on Snapchat. You must know whom you are targeting and how you are actually going to put your product directly in front of them. Okay, so I think with this, maybe we could entertain some discussion from the people who partook in this. Maybe you could also tell me something that is striking.
Thanks, Toby. It's been a very interesting session. I've done this stuff for a while, but you've raised some salient issues and points, which you never outgrow. This, what you have shared with us, are some of the basics that will enhance brand visibility. I don't know if you have questions, comments, suggestions, or anybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, quickly, before others read, I actually want not really like question, but more like expansion on.
Okay, your name is. I know who you are, but
my name is Onwubuche.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, thank you. Okay, so I noticed that there is in brand awareness, there's this kind of design shift, generational design shift. Like more than 15 years ago to now. Let's assume when social media was more elaborate, like Facebook came out before even Instagram, the way people design from the normal conventional design and the way they design now, a lot has shifted from the normal use of people image to like infographics and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So now, how do you blend an audience of that generation and the audience of this generation so much that you are not too inclined to the generation and not reaching that generation? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I might first of all want to take a little exception about design. I am not a design expert. The person that handled the last one was a very powerful.
Okay.
answer that question. But I think I will still have to give you a little insight from my experience in social media monitoring and all that. The graphics and the human, stuff and all that. If you have monitored social media pages, you would realize that posts that have human image, even till today, generate more engagements, sometimes more than 200% engagements than posts that are totally graphics inclined. If you really pay very good attention to social media pages, go to business pages, go to company pages and all that, and you try to compare how many clicks and how many comments you have, how much engagement you get when you post a picture that is totally a graphic design and one that has human touch in it. The graphic design is more to send information on the flyer, whereby the flyer would leave your hand, probably without any space for you to write anything underneath, or you want the picture as it travels with the picture, with the information around it. But if you have, probably it's Instagram or Facebook and all that, and you have the opportunity to attach some text to it, I will always advise to, try to keep this human touch to it and put your information, put your message underneath. Now, the picture should tell a story, because it is how captivating the picture is that the person will want to see, what exactly is this person trying to say underneath? So yes, it's a blend. Facebook actually gives you the opportunity to send that message that you would have, Facebook and other social media handles also give you that opportunity to blend text and human image. Okay, but if you're talking about the deeper part of it, I might not be able to give you a clear guide on that.
Okay, if I might just chip in something here. Remember, when you talk of audience, when you define your market, there are different markets, different demographics and all that stuff. So it's almost impossible to create a copy and ad that would cut across all around or across different generations. So typically, that's why, for instance, now Google will tell you, if you're doing Google ads, Google will tell you to create at least minimum of 3 ads, 3 copies for any ad campaign you want to run. But then they'll tell you to do as many as 6. So they put it out. Now, because your target market or audience is diverse, you then structure each one in the language and graphics or pictorials or whatever it is that captures the imagination of that particular market segment. So it's if you do one size fits all, it might not really work design-wise. I hope that helps. Any other question, addition? Okay, so
hello, sir. Good
yes,
evening.
Go ahead. Good evening. Your name?
Okay. Shemikwe. My name is Shemikwe, sir.
Okay, go ahead, Shemikwe.
My question is, so it's relating to the example of the picture he showed about Messi K and himself, and how the social media manager handled that and what it resulted into. So oftentimes I've heard that bad publicity is still publicity.
See, there's nothing like bad publicity.
There's really nothing like bad publicity, because in the end, it still generated some form of publicity for the firm and for the brand. So I think generally my question is, isn't like I get that there's like brand identity, like he mentioned that, and like be very certain that the identity of your brand is not mixed up in caption or is not forgotten. But in that situation, since the picture was already doing a lot of talking because the products were in the picture, why was it bad publicity for the brand? Or was it something, if it was, yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Semide. I really get where you are coming from. It's popular popular amongst people to say that there is nothing like bad publicity and all that. Okay, depending for a marketer and for a seller in the market, and for people who are actually focused only on sales, that could be very, very, that could be correct to a good extent. But for a brand manager, that might not actually apply, because every brand, in the real sense of it, in Nigeria here, many companies don't do branding. So, it's, when we talk about branding in the real sense, it might not be common, might not be common knowledge. A company, every brand has a story behind it. Every brand is targeting a particular segment of people. Let me use the Mario and Juliet, for example. If this Mario and Juliet diapers and wipes was to be the only diaper and wipe product in Nigeria, they will not be able to deliver to every person in the market, everybody that needs a wipe or a diaper. It's not possible. So what happens is this: the brand will target a particular segment of the market.
Okay.
And for Mario and Juliet, they are targeting, the upper class and, the upper middle class and probably the upper class. So whatever image that is being circulated about that particular brand must resonate with the story that the brand is trying to tell. Yes, it's true. It gets the picture got everybody to know about the Mario and Juliet brand. But does it really mean much to Mario and Juliet if the people who they are not targeting got to see the brand or to know about the brand? It doesn't really make much difference to them, or except if it is only those particular segments of markets that this picture is exposed to. And then again, in the same light that Mario and Juliet wants to be seen. Okay, so yes, it's true. Every visibility is good for a brand, but not all, for a product, but not all visibilities are good for a brand in the true sense of branding.
Okay, so if I might chip in something, and that's very true. Remember, in advertising, one of the fundamental rules is know your market. Define your market, define your niche. Who exactly are the people you want to reach? And once you define that, you then build conversation. Everything will be built around reaching that particular segment or group of people. So in terms of the material that goes out, it must tie in with the language, the lifestyle, the mannerisms, and then the culture of that particular market niche. I'll give you an example. There's a client of ours. They do high-end luxury fashion and all that stuff. So I remember there was a time they ran campaigns on social media and all that stuff. Now, their products are not cheap. The people who typically buy their stuff are the same kind of people that travel and can shop in the most expensive stores abroad. So they ran this series of campaigns, and then they got views, they got likes, they did all that stuff. That ran into several thousands. But one day we now sat down and did a review of the people. What you saw were young boys, guys who are 23, 24, 25, in their early 20s, late 30s, not their market segment. And look, oh yeah, we got how many thousand views, we got how many thousand likes, but it's not translating to sale. Bottom line for most brands, it's not your fine copy, it is not how beautiful your advert is. Bottom line for the purpose of advertising is to get your desired target market to take decisions that are favorable to you. In short, your call to action, you're telling them what you expect them to do from coming in contact with your message. So if that is not happening, then no matter how beautiful it is, no matter how catchy, no matter how much it trends on social media, if it's not leading to sale or driving the right action or activity you desire, it's what you call someone else will call beautiful nonsense. Bottom line is not getting the brand to their goal. Any other question? I know we're almost out of time. Any other question, comments?
Okay, good evening. I'd like to find out how to connect with our speaker today on social media.
Okay, fantastic. I'm sure he'll
most of what you're teaching, I really can factor. I'm passionate about advertising. I want to learn the process, but I've not started at all. Most people here sound like they know what to do. I have no.
Some of it is packaging, Esther.
That's true.
Exactly.
Some of it is packaging. But I'm happy. I can identify with your passion, your drive to learn. Toby will drop his contact details in the chat box, but I'm sure the material that we'll share, he also has, because I saw at the beginning, he has his contact details. But outside of this forum, you can also engage, you can also talk to, I mean, if you have questions, drop in the group chat, send me a message. What I can answer, I'll answer. What I can answer, I'll push the right people. But we're all here to learn. I'm happy. I like your passion. You are not in it, but you are hoping to get into it. So whatever it is you want to learn, which we might not have been able to cover this semester, we can still continue the conversation even after the semester has ended. You have my details, you have the speaker's details, and any other person that's a resource person that we've had, whether it's Deep or whoever it is you want to reach out to. If you have questions, please reach out to me. I'll get it across. Okay, so
sir.
we have his contact details, so you can check and reach out to him. His detail is there. Any other question before I call it a wrap for this meeting and for the semester? Wow, semester is over so soon, just when it was beginning to get interesting. Any other question? Addition, subtraction? Okay, if there's no other one, I think it's been a fruitful evening. For those, Esther, I know you were in the session about what's it called, good design. And for everybody who's here, I'll try and if I don't still remember, please somebody remind me. I'll drop the link for you guys. You actually need to go and listen, watch the video, Mark Zuckerberg's video when he introduced Metaverse. You actually need to go and watch the full video, and then let your imagination run wild. I remember many years ago when Bill Gates wrote a book called The Road Ahead. I think I read it around either 1998 or 2000, and it was like, it sounded like science fiction. But every single thing he said, I think he wrote the book in 95 or so, I read it about 4 or 5 years later. Everything he said then that seemed so far-fetched, we've gone beyond them now. So if you watch, you need to watch Mark Zuckerberg's presentation, the launch of Metaverse. The future as envisaged, and it's real, because these are things that will affect it. It has changed the landscape of work, and not just whether advertising or marketing, but work generally. You know, as believers, we say, I'm a spirit, I have a soul, and I live in this body. Now take it and you see that the spiritual realm is more real than the physical, is more powerful. If you have that same understanding, you see what those guys are trying to do. They're trying to get guys to live and work in that quote and unquote spiritual world. It's not a physical world, it's a virtual world. But I'll drop the link on the WhatsApp group chat. Go watch that video end to end, and then begin to begin to imagine possibilities. And then, because it's new, you can then begin to create your own niche, begin to look at whatever it is you are learning now, see how it fits into that new world. Because really and truly, that's where we are getting to. The speaker in the last session talked about, when he was talking about virtual reality that's already here, he mentioned what's that game he talked about. He also mentioned, he said something about Roblox. Roblox is a game that's very popular among children. In fact, my daughters play they play Roblox. Sometimes it's like, I say, Daddy, I just bought an aeroplane. Wow, Daddy, come and see my mansion. Daddy, come and see. For them, they are creating stuff, they are buying stuff, so that's where the future is. So I'll encourage every one of us, watch that video. It's about 1 hour. It will give you an idea of the things to come, so that whatever it is you are learning and you're aspiring to do now, begin to see how it fits into that new world. And then when that time comes, you will always be relevant. Thank you so much, guys. It's been my pleasure hosting today's session. We'll continue the conversation on our WhatsApp group. Thank you so much, Tobechukwu, for your presentation. It was very enlightening, precise, straight to the point. By way of recap, you talked about showing capacity, reducing noise. You need to humanize your product, show the human element. You also talked about use of pictures that tell stories. Then you also talked about using pictures that tell the stories you wanted to tell. And then always include a contact detail in your materials that you put out. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I look forward to furthering this conversation on our other handle. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tobechukwu.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Good night.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Mr. John. Thank you very much.
No, good night, guys. Cheers.
Thank you, sir. Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Just to confirm, it is the last course for the entire semester.
Yeah, the semester sadly has come to an end, but don't worry, we'll start another semester in January, so the learning will continue.
So do we have to re-register for this semester,
for the new semester,
for this
yes,
course?
Yes, it's since the new semester, you always have a roll call of people registered for that semester.
Okay.
All right, thank you, guys.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, thanks, John. Thanks, everyone.
Fantastic.
So the semester has ended, but we might still have a few things just to close out on the semester. So the group will still be open for now, and further communication will be put inside there essentially. But it's meant to be a community that grows beyond just 8 weeks or 10 weeks, and so there'll still be more collaborations going through there. I'm trying to compile a list of all the resources and things that have happened this semester, so we can always go back and review them over time where necessary. So there's still a few things that we might be able to do. Officially, it's ended today, but sometimes we have a period of grace to round up for each semester. So yes, officially it has ended, but we are still.
So we have extra time.
You have extra time, exactly. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.